Hello and welcome to the second meeting in the 2025 Wanda Diamond League season. We've moved 900 kilometres north from last week's opening meeting in Xiamen to the Keqiao district of China for the Shanghai Keqiao meeting. And we've brought many of the global champions we had 7 days ago with us.
So two terrific track events to get us started. We've got a busy action and programme of field events as well. We've already seen the culmination of the shot put. How about the women's high jump here?
Patterson here on a second attempt at 195. It's ruined her otherwise clean scorecard. First time over 188, first time over 192. Patterson, the Australian, now at 195. Much better, good daylight between Patterson and the bar there. So she will go on to 198. Nicola Olislagers, not with her first attempt, but here she goes with her second attempt.
Deep concentration, the come on, which is all part of the ritual. Yes! And it pays off, and now the celebration. Really enjoying the rivalry between these three, Mauchik, Olislagers and Patterson, the two Aussies pushing still early stages, but not too early for Yaroslava Mauchik to have the bar at 2 meters. The next height, yes! Making it look routine. And although they're different events, I saw one report leading into this weekend saying Mauchik jumping 2 meters is now getting to feel as normal as Mondo Duplantis clearing 6 meters. It's kind of what we expect. So once again, it's Ukraine and Australia taking the top 4 places. And once again, it is the Olympic champion, the world champion, Yaroslava Mauchik, who comes out on top, and that's 2 out of 2. The men's 100 meters, again, one of the highlights of this program here in Keqiao, and largely the same lineup as we had in Xiamen, plus the addition of Letsiri Toboho. Was disappointed maybe with 10-2 last weekend, but he is still building speed and sharpness after the 400 meters in the first few events of this year, building his endurance. He's still working on speed. Now, Keqiao Thompson, Olympic silver medalist in Paris, of course, in the closest Olympic final in history. 5 thousandths of a second. He doesn't race very often. The fact that he's made the long trip suggests to me that he fancies his chances. And he'll have to be in form against the man in form, Akane Simbine. So, the big names, Toboho in 3, Botswana. Keqiao Thompson in 4, Simbine in the red, the man in form here in 5. Great start from Simbine, also going well is Toboho. He's made a good running as well. Azu's got a little bit of work to do. Thompson coming through, Simbine tracking him all the way. Who's going to get there? Oh, I think it's Simbine on the line, on the dip. The two share a moment. They both fall clear. Thompson was ahead with what, 5-10 meters to go, just. But did Simbine come back to just get him on the line? Yes, he did. 9.98. It's 3 from 3 outdoors for Simbine. And surely now we have to say he is the man to beat in 2025 so far. He's put together a brilliant sequence. Thompson in his first race stole a march, but was pipped on the line, and Toboho with an improved performance from last week. We talked about his sharpness and speed getting better and better. There's the top 3, Simbine, Thompson and Toboho. Women's 200 meters, the next action on the track, another Diamond Plus event with double prize money on offer and a chance for an Avia Battle to make it 2 wins out of 2 in China. There is an Avia Battle, really aggressive over the first 100 meters, a brilliant bend runner as well. Rashidat Adeleke, 22 years old, the record holder from Ireland in 1, 2 and 400 meters. Where is she, I wonder, with her early season form? She is the big name, if you like, to be added to this field here in Shanghai. Kone, Mabunda Kone, the second Ivorian, is in lane 4, the African silver medalist. Kone in 4, Adeleke in 5, Prandini, central picture in lane 6. Battle in the red, once again, in lane 7. Away nicely, an Avia Battle with 2 athletes making good ground off the bend here, but an Avia Battle is going really, really well. Also coming through nicely from lane 3 is Amy Hunt. Adelake's got a bit of work to do, but Battle is on her way. It's 2 from 2 in China in as many weeks, 22.38, a little bit quicker than Xiamen last weekend. No wonder she's smiling. She is the in-form athlete over 200 meters, no doubt about it. Adeleke came back to get second place in the end. Amy Hunt ran a good bend, but Battle 22:38, a season's best, and she will be enjoying herself here in China these last week or two. Great crowd here, and we await the announcement of the next action on the track. It's the men's 110 metres hurdles.
Rachid Murataki of Japan goes in lane 4, the joint Japanese national record holder and 5th placer in Paris. He was sluggish out of the blocks last week, but he came through, had a great second half to pick up a second place. Behind this man, Keqiao Tinch, the world leader, 13:06 his winning time last week. Rashid Broadbell of Jamaica goes in lane 6. Meeting record for Liu Zhang, 12:97. Good conditions here in Keqiao. New track surface, and Keqiao Tinch, perhaps without the pressure of the likes of Grant Holloway and Daniel Roberts. Keqiao Tinch trying to stay alongside Murataki, but now Keqiao Tinch, the American, opens up his stride. He powers through these hurdles. Keqiao Tinch running away with the men's 110 hurdles. He does go underneath 13 seconds, miles under 13 seconds, 12:88 for Keqiao Tinch. This man is so talented, so talented. You thought that sort of time might be possible, but at the start of May, wow, congratulations Keqiao Tinch. He slotted himself right in there in the fastest times ever. He goes ahead of Liu Zhang and equals Darren Robles to go 4th ever in the men's 110 hurdles. What a run from Keqiao Tinch.
Wow. I think the point you made about being relaxed and perhaps less bothered about the likes of Daniel Roberts and Grant Holloway maybe has freed him up, and that was a relaxed run. We'll see it again in a moment. 0.23 seconds, over 0.2 of a second, the winning margin. Not just a meeting record, by the way, a massive personal best as well.
For the next track action, that's the men's 400 metres. They're just jogging around the track down there, all 9 lanes used. Chris Bailey, undefeated in the indoor season, lowered his lifetime best that he set at the Olympic. This man, Bayopo Ndori from Botswana, will be inside of him, and he's undefeated this season. It was a runaway winner in Siam and went out hard and held on. Busan Kabunachipi of Botswana goes in lane 3. So 3 strong Americans in lane 6, 7 and 8, and a pair. Chris Bailey getting into his running earlier than he did in Siam and trying to not give up ground on Ndori. Ndori with a slight lead at the moment, but Chris Bailey, the world indoor champion, chasing him down. What's going to happen? Last week Bailey didn't get there. This week in Keqiao it is going to be Chris Bailey, 44:17. A great run from Chris Bailey, another personal best for the American, and today he got his timing absolutely perfect. He nearly caught Ndori last week, and I bet he spent a long 6 or 7 days here in China thinking, what am I going to do differently? And I really think there was more intent from Chris Bailey at 200 metres there. He thought, I can't snooze around this final bend, I've got to keep the pressure on, and he did just that and turned the tables on Ndori.
The first action on the track, the men's 400 metres hurdles. Now then, Karsten Warholm, well, he finished very strongly indeed. Afterwards, even seemed surprised himself how well he'd run. A really good season opener for him. Talking of which, Mateus Lima from Brazil went well, second behind Warholm in Xiamen last weekend, the younger teammate of Alisson dos Santos. In 5, Karen McMaster, a little bit disappointing, faded in the latter stages last weekend, but don't write him off, world silver medalist from Budapest in 2023. He's in 5. Away we go. And Warholm instantly out aggressively. 2 athletes to his right too. Also going well nicely is McMaster. We want more from him compared to last weekend, but look at Warholm already stretching out. This could be very tasty. This could be against the clock. Now coming in, 3 to go, off the bend. Warholm followed by Lima, just as it was last week. Aksham trying to come back at them. 2 to go. Little bit rugged there, tying up. Lima's maybe slightly coming back at him. A real stutter there from Warholm. Lima finishing strongly, but it's Warholm who'll get there. Let's keep an eye on the clock. 47:28. A new, just outside the meeting record. 47:28. It was going so well. For 300 metres, he was in brilliant form. And then the last couple just cost him, in particular, a little stutter. Just checking the stride, but 47:28. Well, it is a new world lead, and Varholm makes it 2 wins out of 2 in China.
So the women's shot put has been going on before we came on air. Fanny Roos here in the second round for Sweden. And you can hear that, ooh, Fanny's been behind all the other competitors cheering her on, because that, for Fanny Roos in round 2, was a new national record for Sweden, 1966. Brilliant from Roos. Chase Jackson was second in Nanjing, but she said it was her best opening series ever of a season. She's looked great here so far. Jackson 20.49 in the first round, and then this 20.54 to extend that meeting record by another 5 centimetres and give herself a big buffer over the athletes just behind her. Jessica Schilder was the winner in Xiamen. She struggled a bit through the first 3 rounds here. A third round throw of 19.76 got her up into the top 3. 19.77, but she has gone nearly a metre further in the indoor season. So Schilder, Jackson and Roos will go in to round 6 and the final 3.
Good victory there for Chase Jackson, and a meeting record to boot. Jessica Schilder backing up that win in Xiamen last weekend. Second action on the track is the women's 800 metres.
Halima Nakai of Uganda goes in lane 8. She pace-made last week, helps Faith Kipyegon to very nearly get the 1,000 metre world record. Sarah Billings, sub-2 and sub-4 last year, she shares with Addie Wiley. Tsego Daguma takes lane 6, the world indoor champion in Glasgow, silver medalist in Paris. 7 women sub 159 this season, and a few of them here in this field, and Keqiao has got off incredibly fast. The pacemaker is going to have a really hard job down the back straight here. Addie Wiley defending her position there, 58.5. It's really quick through the first 400 metres. Keqiao loves to run fast. Addie Wiley made up for a disappointment not making the final at the US Olympic trials. She went on to go sub-2 in her next 6 races and pushed herself up to 5th in the US all-time. Daguma tucked in on the inside, and there goes Daguma trying to move around the outside of Keqiao. Last year's world indoor champion versus this year's world indoor silver medalist go toe-to-toe for Ethiopia. Daguma looks like she's got her pacing absolutely perfect here in the Shanghai Keqiao Diamond League. Daguma strides away, destroys the field in the closing 50 metres. Keep your eye on the clock. The meeting record is going to get shattered by Daguma. It's a world-leading 1:56.64. Easily the best 800 metres we've seen so far in this season. And Daguma, how disappointed would she have been with the 6th place in attempting to defend her title in Nanjing? She gets herself a much better result in this Chinese meeting. 1:56.64, sensational. And Sarah Billings must have run a huge personal best in second.
Yeah, Billings coming through in the yellow on the inside, just taking out Nagai as well to come through in second place. A big personal best for her, 1:57.83, but a much more mature measured performance from Daguma. Athletes still trying to clear 5:82. Here is one of them, Menno Vloen, European indoor champion, joint with Corrales. Yes, he breaks the sequence. Finally, we have a success at the 3rd attempt at 5:82. Good 3rd place last weekend in Xiamen for Menno Vloen, who's having a good season, isn't he, the Dutchman? So he will move on to 5:92, and he joins Corrales. So the 2 European indoor champions, the joint champions, who had a chat and a handshake from memory.
Emmanuel Corrales going for 6:01. Brilliant from the Greek athlete. Look how he hung in the air when he went over the bar. That's his 5th clearance in excess of 6 metres in 2025. I said it already, he's becoming a regular 6-metre man. We've seen the likes of Obiena pop over at Kendricks for the first time in 5 years, did it last season. But Corrales, he's doing it consistently. And that, for briefly, he's the meeting record holder by 1 centimetre. I mean, Duplantis hasn't done it yet, but Corrales does better the current meeting record. And look at the real height there on the graphic. To
Duplantis then, the bar at 6:11. Meeting record has already been equalled at 6:01. Yes! 6:11, wow. Well, how easy was that? The world record, of course, 6:27, his own world record. We shouldn't get complacent. 6:11 is still a monster height.
He had another dominant performance, frankly, in that pole vault.
Another window. Corrales in second.
We have our first look at the men's triple jump, featuring Pedro Keqiao of Portugal, double Olympic medalist. Over 18 metres at the European Championships, his furthest jump in years, and he didn't even win. Diaz Hernandez taking the win there. So Pedro Keqiao out over 17 metres there with his first jump. I think that could be an early lead for Keqiao. 17:03. He didn't do the indoor season, Keqiao. His body has been more fragile in the last few years. He's jumped sparingly, still excellently, but we don't see him compete quite as often as we did maybe 4 or 5 years ago.
So men's triple jump, Jordan Scott, another one of the in-form triple jumpers so far this season. Mentioned 2 Scots in the competition. This round 3. Huge personal best for Scott, Jordan Scott, that is, the Jamaican in Xiamen last weekend. His coach isn't even here, so he said he was finding it tough to just have to make decisions on his own and think about things without anybody to consult as he normally would have.
Zhu Yaming up next, 4th place at the moment, trying to improve here in round 4. He's very close to 17 metres there. The graphic suggests he's done enough to get in the top 3. Silver medalist from Tokyo, bronze medalist from Eugene, 4th in Budapest as well. 16:92, that's his furthest jump so far here in round 4, and puts himself in 3rd place.
So it's as you were, 17:03. Keqiao wins the competition.
Men's steeplechase down on the track. Look at the size of this field. Samuel Freyu, winner in Xiamen. He's just in the purple vest, the world-leading athlete this season. 8:05. It's actually his birthday today, so happy birthday, Daniel Arce, one of the best European steeplechasers. There's Daguna and Halimariam Amare did a great pacemaking job last week and then finished. So he's running again. Sable, the Indian national record holder. And I think that potentially leaves the door open here for Samuel Freyu, who won with a wonderful last 200 metres. And we're back to the men's steeplechase, and it is Ibrahim Sime out in the lead. You can see Freyu there, the winner in Xiamen last week, back in the pack. This event is so brutal. You've got to run flat out for around about 8 minutes and get over these barriers. As I always say, they don't move, they don't fall over like a high hurdle. They are brutal. Sime digging deep down the back straight. Suddenly, he's managed to keep the gap ahead of Keqiao in 2nd place over this water jump. Doesn't even step on it, flies over. Look at that, top 3 all flying over it. Last week's winner, Freyu, looks to be well beaten here. Sime digs deep down into the home straight. Lemetcha Girma, the world record holder for Ethiopia, hasn't been able to take a title ahead of Safane Abakali, but for the 2nd week in a row we're going to see an Ethiopian win in the Diamond League. This week is Ibrahim Sime, 8:07 for Sime. That's a new season's best, 5-second season's best, lowering in on his lifetime best. A good second for Simon Kiprop Keqiao in 2nd place, and now we've been credited with 3rd.
That takes us on to the next event on the track, the opening 5,000 metres men of the season. 3 strong Ethiopians here, led by Berihu Aragawi. We had a thrilling women's 5,000, didn't we, in Xiamen last weekend. The 2 pacemakers there, left of picture, Akbash and Kibet. But here, Berihu Aragawi from Ethiopia, the overwhelming favourite, I would suggest, for this race. So men's 5,000 metres, 12.5 laps of the track. And the pace, well, being asked to go through the first kilometre in 2:34.50. That's around 62 seconds per lap. Kenya leading the way, and then it's Ethiopia all the way. Girma, Sime, and then Aragawi. Aragawi with this wonderful 3K time, 7:21. He'll back himself It's got this wonderful turn of speed, but these four now well clear. A little chuck of the watch for Keqiao. Now Sime, he's making way. Guillermo is giving Aragari a win from his money. Can just feel his presence on the shoulder and moves away again. These three know each other so well. 200 to go. Aragawi, Sime coming. Now Aragawi moves ahead again, almost imperceptibly, gritting his teeth. A little look over the shoulder left and then right in the wing mirrors. Sime, now he's got clear daylight. Aragawi, Guillermo's coming back to try and get second place, but Aragawi, Guillermo's coming strongly. Has he got something left? Is he really going to push Aragawi? Aragawi gets there, 12:50.45. It is a meeting record, a huge meeting record. The favourite delivers. Aragawi leads home an Ethiopian 1-2-3. It's Aragawi from Guillermo, the youngster from Sime, with Keqiao from Kenya in fourth. Johanni van Dijk then, the Olympic silver medalist, behind Kitaguchi last summer, looking to build on that 60.23. Wow, really opening the shoulders now. This competition really starting to come alive. 62.53, a season's best in round two for Johanni van Dijk from South Africa.
Elena Tsengo with her fourth round effort here, in third place at the moment. That hung in the air for ages. Look at it, just underneath 65 metres for Elena Tsengo. Her 64.75 last week was her third best ever, her furthest since she won the European title as a teenager at 19 years old. I think she was nearly half the age of Barbara Spatakova, who took the silver medal that day. European Championships there, 64.90. Wonderful from Tsengo, and it's a local athlete, Dai Chen Chen. All those claps going on behind are for her. She's already thrown a season's best, 61.87 in round two. This the final throw of the women's javelin. She roars it down the field. Oh, that's mighty close from Dai Chen Chen. If the graphic's correct there, it's not going to trouble the lead, but that's a great throw from her. 64.38 for Dai Chen Chen. It is a new personal best, and that puts her up in second place.
Worth the flight and all that delay and frustration. Oh, it's a great competition. What a way to finish with a wonderful personal best from Dai Chen Chen. Tsengo from Dai from Van Dijk, the final result in the women's javelin. Final action on the track is the women's 100 metres hurdles, an event that came alive just 24 hours ago in Miami. Marianne Fourie, an excellent third from lane one last weekend, and this after an emotional few weeks after the death, sadly, of her coach. Danielle Williams stormed to victory from lane three. She has the same lane. Look at the start and finish. She's been tweaking both, and she certainly did that to good effect last weekend. Toby Amazan, still just the world record holder, 12.12. Fourth, still finding her way back after a difficult last couple of seasons. She goes in lane four. Grace Stark, who led the race last week for 95 metres but was just reeled in off the last barrier by Danielle Williams. Can she, I wonder, see the job through here in Keqiao? Great start, Devon Charlton safely over the first few barriers. Stark going well, waiting for Williams to come back at her. Is she going to come back at her? She's starting to come through, but Stark is going to get it. Stark gets it done this time. Yes, she does. 12.42. A very slight tailwind. Stark completes what she started last week. This time she got the job done, and that will feel good. It's a new meeting record, previously held by Brianna McNeil, 12.50. So we finish with a meeting record